ever think that you would be where you are in your business, in your life now?
No, I didn't foresee this. Really, when I decided to go on this adventure of being an entrepreneur, I had a full-time job and I still do. So I really was like, well, I'm just going to dabble in this kind of on the side and see where it takes me. But it's been an 8-year journey for me when I first started this venture as an entrepreneur. And I cannot tell you how fulfilling it's been. And I can't wait to dive in and tell you a little bit more about how my journey has just been so much a personal growth experience for me.
Wow. That is so beautiful to hear because we really are what we do. There's a reason I don't sell, I'm not in your business and vice versa. And that's what the magic is of being an entrepreneur. As challenging as it can be, is as rewarding. Tell me something. What personal changes did you have to make to prepare yourself for your business, to be an entrepreneur? What did you do?
Yes, I had no idea when I first stepped into this role. I had no idea, Jody, that it was going to be like I was really going to have to do a lot of self-examination. I just, I had no idea. So I was like, okay, how do I do this? How do I reach people? How do I make more contacts outside my warm market, outside my family and friends? Like, how do I do this? Because I really am a little more introverted, probably than most business people, as far as putting yourself out there and having to go after your own, clients. I feel like I'm a little more introverted. So it was really challenging for me to sit back and believe that I could do it, because I had all these mental blocks that were coming up that were like, well, you're not that kind of personality. You're not a salesperson. You're not, I had all these thoughts that I had pretty much trained my brain to believe that basically I wasn't enough to be successful in this industry, and to be able to go out and find people and be bold enough to, have a conversation with them. And honestly, I didn't realize, but it's really building a relationship with people. That's really what you're doing. And so I'm still learning, I'm still growing, but I really think that focusing on relationship building has been huge for me, and just getting to know people and not just jumping right into what am I trying to do here? What's my bottom line? It's really not about that. It's really about building relationships and enjoying the people that you're getting to work with and to know.
So I'm hearing the personal change was getting over this belief, as I call it, the negative noise in your head. And as a matter of fact, this is a lot of what I deal with, saying, I can't do that. I'm too fat, thin, old, young, not experienced, introvert, extrovert. And I hear you. And what I'm also hearing is that even though you might have felt like that, you had something that pulled you, because we have that message that we do it in our own ways. And I'm hearing, and that's the thing that I think it's so important for women to hear. We're all going to be scared. We're all going to have that fear. That's normal. That's what we're made of. And that's so bold of you to be able to be willing to be vulnerable, even to say it.
Yes. I've had to really overcome that. Just like you said, it's scary. It's out of your comfort zone, but you really just have to do it, or you just, you won't be fulfilled. I just feel like I would not be fulfilled if I wasn't just doing it, even though I'm scared, even though I have fears. I'm working on that. I'm working on trying to release fear. And that's a journey in itself. Just, releasing the fear from the way we've been programmed and the way that human nature, the way that we are. It's just, that's an everyday journey for me. But in this business, I have to tell myself, yes, you have to do things that are scary. You have to do things that you are not comfortable with if you want to be successful. And I think really people will respect and honor you for that.
And that's what's so beautiful about what you're saying, because it is just taking that step, going against that invisible boundary we have and what binds us. And what is the biggest thing that you had to adjust to personally? You said fear. Was there a
Yeah.
fear of speaking in public? You said being seen. Did you mean by video? Did you mean by selling a product that something you believe in, but yet you kind of thought, oh, gee whiz, I don't want to sound like that? Or,
Yeah, I mean that is a huge point right there, is feeling that salesy kind of, or what are people going to think about me? What are my friends going to think? Are they going to think that I'm just calling them because I want to sell them doTERRA? Like that whole thing, you really, and it all, I think everything goes back to, am I enough? That's what everything for me goes back to, is I just didn't feel like I was enough. And so I really had to work hard and I still fall back on those moments where I'm like, gosh, are you going to be able to do this? Are you enough? And I'm like, yes, I am. I have to constantly remind myself I am enough. I know a lot about what I'm promoting, about the products. I'm very educated. I've been doing it for over 8 years now. And I have to tell myself, I have to remind myself, people look to me for, to help guide them on this journey of better health and towards more happiness. I mean, people are looking to me to be an example and to be that person to help them down this road, down this path. But yes, definitely, the fear was big for me. And I think just feeling like I wasn't enough was really the bottom line for me. And, I still struggle a little bit, but as long as you're aware and you know that it's perfectly, I think it's instilled in a lot of us, maybe not everyone, but I think a lot of people struggle with this, and you just work on it and work towards knowing that you are so enough and that you do have what it takes.
wow. What I'm hearing is very interesting, because you are in a method of healing, which we will get into a little bit later. And I'm hearing that you are healing in many ways. And not only that, it's reflected in what you are doing with your life. And I thought that was,
Yes.
and I'm not enough. Boy, that was my message for so many years. And I thought,
Yes.
I can't do it because I'm not perfect. I'm not as
Mm-hmm.
smart as, I'm not as whatever. And what you're saying is that, and this is so important for women to hear, is that, yeah, just try it. I mean, the worst that you can do is just say, oh, okay, I guess I'll learn. I mean, don't you find that you're a heck of a lot more polished now than you were 8 years ago?
Yes, that is another huge, huge point, is that you just keep moving forward. We all have setbacks. We all have obstacles that come between us and trying to move forward, but you just keep moving forward. You take those moments and learn from them, and you just keep moving forward and knowing that you're not going to quit. I think having that mindset that quitting is not an option. It's been a blessing. This whole journey for me for 8 years has been a huge blessing. And I really have learned so much, and I've grown so much through the journey of just learning about myself and, how I operate, and the things that I'm not even conscious or aware of, that those thoughts in your mind, just like you said, the noise, the thoughts that are just always there, and you don't even always consciously know that you're doing it, or you're not aware of it. And so I think becoming aware alone is a huge step.
Oh, absolutely. And at least knowing that we do that. And, even before we started our interview today, I felt nervous. It doesn't mean it's like, I don't know what I'm doing, or, oh my God, it's in a way, it's kind of nervous energy, because I don't know you and we're new to one another. And gee, are my lights right? It's more of, yeah. And I think when that fear came up for me, I said, Jody, you've done this before. You've done it a lot of times before. And I had to remind myself, hey, yeah, I know what I'm doing. And it's just that, and it's only by taking that step, and you have reached, that really hit home for me. What a great point you brought up. And I really thank you for that.
Love it.
What do you see going into 2021? What do you see for entrepreneurs like yourself, ourselves? What do you see for us?
I know. I know right now a lot of people are trying to shift the way that we've done things in the past, because honestly, the way that the way I used to do things was I would meet with people. I would have group classes, group settings. So everything definitely has shifted as far as that goes, with everything now moving to online, which there's so much to really to be grateful for the online venue, because it's been so much more convenient, because the time that you save has been amazing, because you're doing it from your own home. They're in their own home. And it's amazing because you can do it so conveniently. The only thing I really do miss is the personal contact with people. And I'm hoping as 2021, comes around, that we're going to be able to go back to more face-to-face contact. I still do one-on-ones if people are comfortable with it. But for what I do, I really like to get it in their hands, and I really like for them to experience it while they're either with me or before. And what I do sometimes is I'll just mail them what I sell. I'll mail it to them so they can experience it before we get together, whether it be online or in person. But I think things definitely are changing, because there's a lot of fear out there, just like we were talking about fear within ourselves. I think there's a lot of fear and uncertainty right now with 2021. I pray that things are going to start looking more positive now that the election's behind us, and things hopefully can move forward in a more positive direction. I'm hoping people will feel more relaxed, more calm. I do know that, it's just, that's basically the conclusion that I've come to. But I have great expectations for the future and for entrepreneurs. I think the world is, a lot of people are looking to personal care from people one-on-one, and whatever their product is or whatever they're doing. I think it's a great market and a great place to be in.
When you touched on fear, one of the things that I got from that in this this group that I'm in, is that one of the things they recommended, and I do this a lot, is that I have to stop and breathe deeply and slowly, because it has to start with me. Because I can't blatantly say I'm not going to be fearful. I can't do that. And I just don't say, okay, Jody, we're not fearful. All right. Then it's like I get more fearful because I have to pretend I'm not. And so I just have to stop and just say, okay, Jody, take that deep breath. You can do it. And just take that deep breath and that fear. And what a great prayer for everyone. How true.
Yes. Breathing is so, so important. I did a whole breath work before we got online here. And I really lately have been diving into breath work, just like what you said. It's so, so important. And it's so much of the way that we feel, especially negativity, we can really support our emotions by just stopping and breathing and just calming ourselves, learning how to calm yourself. It's so, so important. I do work a full-time job. So I am trying to retire from my full-time job so I can put 100% of my time into, I'm actually a police detective. And so
cool.
it kind of goes hand in hand with what I do with doTERRA. doTERRA is an essential oil company, and it is the largest essential oil company in the world. And I've been so blessed because police work is very stressful, especially I would say these past 5 years, it's been extremely stressful. And the doTERRA products have completely supported not only my physical body, but also my emotional body as well, which is, I think, really not just for police officers, but for everybody in the world right now. We are just experiencing a high time of stress. everybody tries to we try to overdo everything. We try to, I hate to call it a rat race, but it's, it just feels like things keep speeding up. And so we need to slow down, I think. And anyways, these products just changed my life 100%. I had depression for about 20 years, and it was major depression. And I was finally on a medication that sent me I was on a prescription medication that sent me to the emergency room while I was in my police uniform. And my blood pressure was basically stroke level. It was 200 and something over 100 and something. And so it was life-threatening, the side effect I was having from this medication. And so that was the day I decided I don't want to do this anymore with the antidepressants, which I'm not saying that there's not a place for them. Sometimes I think there's a place for them. But for me, with that experience, that life-threatening experience, I was just like, this is it. I'm ready to find something new, to find something more natural and safe. And so that was what really led me down the journey towards doTERRA. That was when God dropped doTERRA into my lap, and I was introduced, and I started using the one product that changed my life it's called the Lifelong Vitality Pack. And it's just basically whole food vitamins and minerals. It's omega-3s from fish and plants, and then it's metabolic cofactors, which are plants basically that are highest in antioxidants. So that is my foundation. And as soon as I started taking them, within just a couple days, I felt a lifted mood. I felt more energy. I knew the moment I started them. And, I've never taken vitamins before that have made me feel any different, ever. What I didn't realize was that I was taking synthetic vitamins versus these are all from nature. So that's the difference, is your body recognizes them, your body is able to absorb them, and your body is able, I think probably my depression was caused from some kind of nutrient deficiency or a mineral deficiency that I just wasn't aware of. And so when I took these vitamins, it fulfilled what I was lacking. And I have been 8 years later, I am 100% just, prescription free and happy, and things are just beautiful.
I ask you a question, because I thought doTERRA, it said essential oils, but vitamins aren't an oil. So help me out. I'm confused.
Yes. So doTERRA was founded they started out with essential oils, but they have now become it's basically a lifestyle. doTERRA is a lifestyle. I have vitamins. They sell probiotics. They have turmeric capsules. They have toothpaste. They have laundry detergent. They have, everything that you could ever want. And they're all natural products.
You are doing an upgrade to people's lives.